I just got out of the theater watching Evil Dead Rise. So before I give my review on our blog, I wanted to give a ranking of where I place all the Evil Dead movies in order from least favorite to most favorite. Starting off at Evil Dead Rise. I just got out of the theater a few minutes ago, and I gotta say, it's my number 5 at a C minus. Reasons why I give it a C minus is because I feel like we've already gotten a story similar to what we saw in this movie with the last reboot with Evil Dead. Alyssa Sutherland, who was the mother, she was very dark, very creepy, very menacing, and her face was perfect for the sinister smiles and the creepy stares that we got throughout the film. Another thing that made this movie stand out was the fact that not for the first time, but starring in our cast, we have real children, and we see that nobody is safe, no matter how old or young you are. So that made the fun factor more tense and more nail biting for me, and I did enjoy it. But for the simple fact that I felt like the last one did a little bit better, and this could have worked better as a direct sequel from the last reboot with the same star from the last movie continuing on as our heroine. I just felt like that was the part that was missing. But no offense to everybody that was in this cast. Lily Sullivan as Beth was a great Ash type character, and I look forward to seeing her again if they decide to make a sequel to this. But for me, it is a solid C minus. At number 4, I'm going to come in with the original Evil Dead at a C, a solid C plus. This is one of the best horror movies that they've seen, but it was redone for a reason. That's why we have Evil Dead 2. Was pretty much a second chance to get the things right. It's a fun movie, and I enjoyed it, but the flaws were there, and I'm glad that Sam Raimi got a chance to do it again and do it right. So no offense to anybody who likes that movie, but for me, it was a solid C plus. My number 3 is Army of Darkness. This might be the one that I've seen the most and obviously had the most fun with. It's the first time that they went straight comedy horror with it. Sam Raimi taking us out of the woods, out of the cabin, back in time, and giving us a whole new, original, very fun story. Bruce Campbell as Ash was outstanding as always, as he was in all the movies that he was in. And it was just a great fun adventure that I had so much fun watching as a little kid on cable television whenever it played. So it's at my number 3 on the ranking list, and I give it a B minus. 2 on the list, I'm going to go with Evil Dead, the reboot. Jane Levy, who played Maya in this movie and a lot of other things. I think she's a wonderful actress, and playing our heroine, it was such a shock to see her take charge and kick ass. She played the character of Ash very well, and the spirit that he brought it in. She brought the same intensity, and like I said earlier, I would have been okay with her continuing on playing Maya in this new sequel and coming back again. But for some reason, they decided not to make a direct sequel to the reboot. I'm hearing that it's a spirited sequel to the original Evil Dead movies, but I felt like for me that it would have been better if it would have continued on from the reboot and we would have got a proper sequel to that and seen Jane come back playing the Maya character again. But for some reason, they didn't decide to do that. And again, I felt like we've already gotten an awesome reboot story on the last one. So I just felt like the Evil Dead Rise movie was redundant. That's why it was ranked at number 5 on my list and had a low, for me, rating. And that's why I give Evil Dead, the reboot, a B plus. Which brings me to my number 1. Of course, it's Sam Raimi, Evil Dead 2. The one where he finally got to tell his story and do it the right way. This was the movie that scared the crap out of me. I used to love catching this movie late at night on cable television and watching Bruce Campbell as Ash fight for his life and go mad in that cabin, once again being trapped in this same story as he felt like, oh my God, I've gone through this again. I felt like it was such a clever, it was a sequel, it was a reboot kind of a situation. So it was something that was pretty special to me growing up, and I always loved it, and I can't get enough of it. So Bruce Campbell, as always, as Ash, is the man, and Evil Dead 2 is my favorite out of the franchise. I rank it number 1. It's a solid A+ movie for me. So that's my ranking, guys, of all the Evil Dead movies. Let me know what your rankings are. Comment below. And until next time, guys, like, subscribe. Have a good one. Peace.